Blitz is under the table. Here he is. On the very first episode of the podcast, we said we'd get Blitz a throne. We set it up for like 1 week to where we had like a box and his bed sitting right here. And I was like, I'm not setting that up every single week. So we have to get him a chair. We also said we'd be using these mics by then. But this is a story of my life. If there's something new to do, we're so much in the routine of, and I'm a culprit of, fill the schedule up with the routine as much as humanly possible to where there's no room to learn something new. I'm frustrated with myself.
Because of the mics?
Because of everything.
Matt and Becca.
What is life? It really is. Like, I'm actually frustrated. I've been frustrated all morning because I pile so much into my schedule that there's no room to figure out the stupid mic. Actually, I did figure out how I want them set up. I want both of them, like, clamped to the table right here, and we're going to sit on opposite ends because I hate that we look like news reporters right now. So if I don't know how many people are out there like me who just like to keep their schedule way too busy, which it's good. I always say I wish I had an extra hour in the day. Make it a 25-hour day. Leap day, my ultimate favorite day ever. 25-hour day. But if I had that extra hour every day, I just pile it in with something else that needs to get done. So
here, at least for me personally, this is a problem I have, which I think sometimes everyone has this, is you are very busy. You never stop doing stuff. Like you're about to go print T-shirts. Mm-hmm. But I think there is something to like, at least me with programming, if I give myself too long of a block to do it, I will use the entire block to do it. Like I will perfectionist myself away on it to where I need to be better about, I need to get it done in this amount of time and then move on to something else. Because sometimes it's like you can be really busy, but you're using the time because you're flexible. Or the time if you give yourself that amount of time to work on it, you're going to work on it. Same thing with like videos or some of the stuff you do is like, I know you start getting like, so all the videos got to be just perfect, and that's partly why they're so good.
At least I put myself on a timer
also,
that
like,
it has to be posted at like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Well, like that's probably helped because now you do it less at night.
Yeah, I do. I used to always be editing
used to be doing
at
it like all night long. So maybe there you go.
Long, he shook me all night long. No, I have so much to do. That's why
Since when are you an AC/DC fan?
Today we'll probably play it because it's like Chill Thursday, and not
Thursday.
Not that that's chill, but I have the 515 crew and they like that music. Which I'm not the biggest rock person, but I mean I know all the rock songs, and I'm just like, it's not my choice of music to put on.
I want to get a new, guys. If
it
you have any recommendations,
all night long.
what was the one that
Blitz got up for that note.
Like Fit Radio was something.
No.
Well, Spotify sucks.
No. Well, Spotify does suck in its own special way, but I cannot do all the dubstep, laid over, shut me on. When you already have a brain that runs at 5 million miles an hour, you can't do all the dubstep over the rock music, and then the big booty mixes that people put on in the gym. Do y'all know? Look up big booty mixes on.
Some of those I don't
Spotify.
like because they switch song.
It's like
it's for
sampler.
ADHD.
Yes,
or just our culture, like immediate.
It plays. It has such an amazing like blend of going from one song that's popular right now to a song that you haven't heard in so many years, but it only plays like 10 seconds of the song. So if you ever feel like you want to like change up your playlist and you need like samples of songs, check out the Big Booty Mixes on Spotify. That's actually what it's called.
Or if you have any good playlists on Spotify that you want to share with us. I just find now that we've listened to so much of the same music over and over again. Like anytime you put it on whatever radio, it could be the most, I don't
The
know.
Flamingos.
Yeah, it could be something that's totally off the wall, and it just starts giving you other stuff
It's a
that's
real
like
band.
really highly played, or most often played in that.
I don't know. I just can't do the remixes. I can't do the dubstep. And I can't do anything. I only play it as a joke sometimes. Like, whatever category, like, the Sandstorm song is in, the...
Which you can do.
I can't
Which
do
you
it.
can do
Like, it
the
already
same
elevates my
song
heart rate.
87,000 times. I mean, I guess that's like you were saying with
I
your
like
schedule.
to be able to sing. I like to be able to sing when I'm working
This goes
out.
back to
And I
being
can't
in the
sing.
routine. Being in the routine.
Oh, way to come full circle to it. But yes, I got lots of things to do today, so we're going to keep it short and sweet. I only have 3 questions written on here. Actually, 3 questions, a big question,
Next time
a
when I
little
coach
question,
and you're working out, I'm
and an
playing dubstep.
important question. What are a few things you wish you would have done when you started CrossFit? Ironically, I talk in 1.5 speed, but when I go to read something, I'm like, what are a few things? I've never been the
I
strongest
know
reader.
how to read good.
I've never been the strongest reader. So it was cool that I put this question on here, and you guys asked this actually a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to put it on this episode because like I said, I'm just past 11 years, and I thought about this question, thought about it hard, and I was like, I don't really have a whole lot of things.
Does it mean done differently? What
What
you
are
would
a
have
few
done?
things you wish you would have done when you started CrossFit? I mean, first of all, I got spoiled rotten out the gates because I came to your gym where you know how to coach, where we have the great coaches that are so invested in helping others. And I felt that right from the beginning. And that's like, it's set me up for everything I'm able to do today, and not only having such great training as an athlete and then as a competitor, but also I was a super shy, timid, angry little peanut coming out of gymnastics. I told you that for the longest time. I hated the world coming out of gymnastics because I mean that sport did me dirty a little bit. Coaches did me dirty, which I don't like. Looking back on it, it's I always said I didn't think I'd become a coach because I did not like my coaches in the past. And I came here and this completely changed my world and inspired me to have a completely different mindset. So honestly, there's like nothing I can look back on and be like, I wish this would have happened. That's pretty cool. No regrets. Led to the No Regrets podcast. It's crazy. I'm just very thankful for that. I don't even have any. Maybe I wish I would have thrown a ball more. I can still do that
That's
today,
not,
though.
I played sports.
Played sport. Well, that's like.
Which, I mean, you did
that
gymnastics.
has nothing to do with CrossFit. The only thing I said in the past
And
is
then
when
you
I
were-
encourage like the kiddos that we coach today, I'm like, play lots of sports.
Well, then you did pole vault. You did other
I
stuff.
forget I did that. But that's like the same thing. That's very similar. Like a lot of gymnasts go to pole vault because it's like you can do it. You're already good at flipping upside down and have that coordination. I don't know. That's a pretty cool thing to like think about though. There's really nothing at this point in my career as a athlete, as a coach or anything like that I really want to change. It's cool. That's all I got for that.
All I would say is, I mean, it's cool that
But even
the
as
gym
like,
has been a great journey and everything. My biggest thing would be like, I wish I would have started sooner in some ways. I know people say that about CrossFit. I don't mean like starting. I started when I started. But like, gotten into coaching sooner or opening the gym sooner, all
But
those
you
sorts
were
of things.
coaching before you started coaching CrossFit. Like you coached
Yeah,
high
but
school.
what?
Basketball?
No.
No. What'd you do with basketball?
Well, that was, the gym was open when I did that.
Oh, I didn't know.
I was strength
I thought that was
conditioning.
before.
No. I mean more like I started CrossFit. I loved it, but I was an engineer. I was getting out of the Air Force, or I was just like
I'm just gonna go check.
making excuses about why I
but that'd
couldn't
be life.
open the gym. Well, that's what I'm
That'd be
saying. Like
life.
when I
Like, you
started
don't know
CrossFit, I
how to
just sort of
commit to
jumped
it.
into it faster.
Yeah, you don't know how to like. You're deciding like, are we gonna take this leap? But that'd be life. And then when you take the leap and it's successful, you're like, yeah, I wouldn't go back and change it. But it's hard to know in that
I'm
moment.
not saying
That's
I would
the
go back
challenge
and
of life.
change anything. That would be more of
Encouraging people in this situation to jump into it faster. I think that's where this question led us.
Almost every diehard CrossFitter that I know will always say they wish they would have started sooner.
Yeah.
So once you're in it, like you wish you would have started sooner, just because there's so many things to work on, or you just see the benefits of it and how it can make you better.
I guess I can still go throw a ball today if I want to. That is the only thing in the past. Like I'm very thankful for many things of like being a gymnast before all of this, and because I think I've talked about this plenty of times. What have I not talked about these days? Of just, I'm thankful for gymnastics, the discipline that it taught me, the strength and conditioning that it gave me at an early. I've been training since a very early age, but also like I have not done. That's why I can't ride a bike very well. I don't think I've ever swung a baseball bat. I've swung a golf club because I played golf for a year. It was horrible, but that might be something.
Just your work ethic. If you really cared or wanted to do it, you could get good at any of that stuff because you have that work ethic you built from
I believe
gymnastics.
in that. That's what I'm thankful for. But when it comes to CrossFit, no, it got us to where we're at today. And if it's a really good feeling, it's a really good feeling that I wouldn't want to change anything. Led me to you. Led me to Blitz, led me here, led me to my coaching career, led me to being so wild and crazy that I make crazy videos every single day and then just have a lot of fun, you know? So, that's that. Question number 2. If you were a WWE wrestler, well, maybe we can still go be a WWE wrestler because I would still do that. What would your walkout music be? What song were we singing earlier? I was just about to start singing it again. But then I forgot it. All the WWE superstars have their own custom...
The AC/DC song?
Yeah, their own custom music to walk out to. Because when I was obsessed, like absolutely obsessed with WWE, I like had a playlist of all of their walkout music because it was like...
I mean, it depends. It depends if you're being a heel or you're being a babyface. Are you being a good guy or a bad guy? I think if you're being a good guy, like you're If you were being a good guy, like your funny, real self, you could walk out to Smile Bitch by Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, well, that's the one we picked for West Coast Classic. They were asking us to pick songs.
Yeah, but that's such a good song.
It is. That Snoop Dogg song. But
if you were being a bad guy, what would it be?
I would pick... Now I just have Bad Guy from Billie Eilish playing in my head, and that's way too specific. What AC/DC song were we singing at the beginning of this? I've already forgotten.
Shook Me All Night Long?
Shook me all night long! Is that what we're singing? Yeah. My brain already dumped that.
That's not a good walkout
Okay.
song.
No. I just wanted to remember it. Oh, the Drake song that's
Your Team Drake?
No, I just popped. I'm listening. It's in my head right now. It's the one that people use as a meme that for Nemo that says "Got a lot of anemones."
Got a lot of enemies.
Yeah, is that what it says? I got enemies. Got a lot of. I know I can't enemies. Yeah. But they use it as a meme joke for Finding Nemo because people can't say anemone. A lot of anemones. Something in a coral reef. I'll show you it later.
There's a real side.
I'll show you it later. That's my walkout song if I was a bad guy. WWE, I'm available. I got way too much energy that I could put into the ring if you guys need it. But I'm very small. But that's never stopped us.
Yeah, but you can do flips and jump around and stuff.
Yes. Okay, here's the important question.
I don't get to answer WWE Wrestler.
Do you want to? His hair? We were just talking about
What
how
are you picking on me for? You're literally picking on me. Stop.
Okay. Well, I'll think of one for you, and then you.
No, if I was a bad guy, we'll bring it
I'm
back to
ready
some
to hear this.
AC/DC.
Check me out!
Can we get some karaoke? I want to see you karaoke in AC/DC.
No, I'd have to be
Dirty
like,
Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Oh, that's the one I
Be
always
like a-
imagine
be
like
like a
it's like a
hitman.
bird.
Be like a hitman.
Dirty birds. See, this is Matt in a nutshell for you guys.
What's a
See, I think he's like the sweetest face, sweetest teddy bear face. But if you ask him like, "What's your WWE walkout song?" he immediately picks like, "I'm gonna be this heel. I'm gonna be a bad guy."
I think it would be fun to be the bad guy.
Yeah, but you're like, you don't have the face.
Oh, I'm not good at being bad guy.
Yeah, well, I have yet to see that, so. Yeah. Next question, because we can't decide. If we think of something, we'll say it. I got my L2, CrossFit L2 certification, and trying to open up a gym. Do I need more certification before I do it? This is a fantastic question that I got asked last week, and I wanted to spend some more time on it. So, from a technical standpoint, that is exactly what you need to open an affiliate. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, yeah,
They
now
just
it's
made
a
that
requirement.
If you want to open a CrossFit affiliate, you have to be a certified L2 trainer. It used to be L1. But now they just upped it to L2 to encourage more people to make that investment into their coaching and get more education on coaching, because in the L1, they just teach the methodology. They get into a little bit of coaching, but you're going over movement and nutrition and, yeah, basically all the methodology. When
More
you
is
get
what
into
is CrossFit, what is fitness, answering those questions rather than
actual coaching.
how to coach.
Yeah, L2 is
Yeah.
how to coach. Like, you get into these small groups, and they pick you apart on all of your coaching that you do. I enjoyed my L2. We were up on our feet the whole time. Picking apart all of our coaching techniques really taught me, believe it or not, the irony of this situation is how to slow down when coaching. That's ironic, based on how this podcast is going right now. And say less. So from the specific and technical standpoint, no, you don't need more certification. But my advice is make sure you have a decent amount of coaching already under your belt. Agreed?
I mean, I would say, just to plainly answer, I would say absolutely not. You do not need more certification. Experience far outweighs certification, in my opinion. Certification is important, but experience and how you self-educate how often you're doing your own self-education things. If you're looking to open a gym, it's so different now opening a gym versus when I opened it in 2011. I don't feel like you could open a gym the same way I did, just because it's different landscape, it's more competitive, there's more established gyms. So investing more in like finding people to help mentor you or asking questions about how to run the business side of things, finding other coaches early on, learning how to work the business side of it, and is going to be very important as well. Is going to be super important. But I think the big thing is just experience, and the X's and O's of coaching are very important. Learning how to teach the air squat is very important, but there's so much more to building trust and building like an emotional bank account with members and clients, and how to navigate different personalities and and all under one roof and keep a community together, that's way more important than, man, I'm the best snatch coach of all time.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part that I think people miss out on coaching so much is that side of it and how important that side is. You need to gain that trust or that ability. And to this day, since I've never had anyone, they've asked me, I've had a few people ask me my certifications, but almost no one's, it's very rarely happens because they can tell immediately with you how you're engaged, your knowledge, but just like how you interact with people, if you are someone they want to be coached by.
Yeah.
But certification is great. I don't want to take away from the level 2, like you were saying, so many different things, but I think sometimes there's this idea of, oh, I need to do more of this, get this more of this education side, just in general, like, oh, I got to get my degree or do all of these things before I even step foot in a real life scenario and get some experience where I'm actually going to learn way, way more than I do in the classroom.
I mean, I think you can talk to anyone across any field that's been like, I've gone through my schooling and I've gotten my education and I got thrown into my actual job in my real world, and they're like, oh, how much do I actually use and how much am I learning on the spot? And it's really no different. And first of all, I hope everyone, you get some of those coaching hours and that experience under your belt just to decide if you even really love to do it and really want to do it, because anybody can look at the handbooks and the L2 L1, L2 workbook and be like, look at the bullet points of the points of performance and be like, this is what an air squat looks like. This are those points of performance. Anyone can look over that and read that and start picking it out. But it's how you're communicating it to other people. And even when you've been coaching for years on years on years, we always talk about it. Everybody's different. All the people that you come across are going to be different. You're going to have to sharpen your people skills game of like, how to communicate with someone like this, how to communicate with someone like this. And then that's really the where you're going to have your clientele that sticks around or leaves, is if you can communicate with them well and help anyone that walks into your gym, regardless of skill level and personality and background. It's like that's the most challenging part of coaching, is the people skills side of it. So yes, certification and knowing your stuff. Yeah, you got to know your stuff to be able to do all that, but make sure you just, and especially like we can talk CrossFit specific, is like, I think a lot of people look at have opened up, and I don't know how much it happens these days, but when it was really booming and growing, like people are like, oh, not a lot of money to put down on this. It's going to be easy to run a CrossFit gym, but it's for you, for the longest time, it was a one-man show of just like running the business, taking care of people, and it's not like it's $1 million business. It's very, very challenging, very work intensive. So yeah, like you said, maybe
that's what
shadow.
We're kind of falling into the trap that sometimes happens when people are looking to open up a gym, or a mistake that people, or a misconception that can happen, is because I know this was kind of me, and this is so many people, because they get the CrossFit bug, they're excited, they're ready they're passionate about helping people. But as the gym owner, you are so much more than just a coach. There's so many other roles to be done, and you're gonna have, obviously starting out, you're a one-person show, or I was. I think, like I said, that's harder and harder to do out the gate nowadays. But it goes, there's a lot, when there's a tendency to be like, oh, I'm going to open up my gym and I'm going to coach.
It's going to be rock and rolling.
I'm going to be a coach and I'm going to get to work out all the time and it's going to be awesome, which it is awesome in a lot of ways. But there's 50 other things that you don't realize you're going to have to do, that you're going to have to do running a business.
Small business world.
And that's not bad, and you learn to grow in those things or to get better at those things and kind of balance all of that. But that's kind of where going back and to where is like talk to some other business owners or some other gym owners and kind of learn exactly what your role is going to be, because it's not just simply go coach on the floor. And I still find myself like, I love to coach and be on the floor, but I'm not most valuable there really at the gym at this point. I'm, you know what I mean? Or there's other things that the gym needs that's not just me coaching more classes.
Yes. But people really do value when you.
Yeah, I mean,
you
I still like to
coach the most out of
but I
all
like
the
to
coaches here. And people really do value that. But yes, we've done ever since. I mean, we built up our staff and everything. We've done a much better job of balancing all of that too, which has helped the gym flourish because none of our coaches are standing out on the floor burnt out from coaching 5 classes a day or anything. That's that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you used to do it. I don't know. I really don't know how you used to do it. But coaching, if you're out there and you're hustling and coaching 5 and 6 classes a day, I love you. I love the hustle. But also, you're going to have to start making some strides in the business side of it so you can pour your heart and soul and have fun with the classes, the handful of classes that you do coach. Because I'm sure by the 6th class at the end of the day, it's probably not as exciting as those beginning classes, and you don't want your coaching to get watered down or any type of task that you do to get watered down. So that's where Bolt is over 13 years old, and that's where it's grown the most probably, is just you hustled hard for many years, and then as it started turning and we started gaining more staff and being able to delegate tasks, which we're still working on. Delegate tasks and spread out everybody's efforts, so it's like we're all excited to take on these things and help. It just makes everything better. It's everything's more balanced. You're not getting burnt out coaches. And if you think back to that first question that we read, what would there be anything that you change as a CrossFit affiliate owner or a gym owner in the beginning?
Well, I just mean, like, I guess going into it with my eyes more like wide open, like I was just explaining, like it just wasn't about being a coach. I thought that's what it was. It was coaching because that's what I love to do, but it gets to be much more beyond that. And I would say probably
especially
too,
in this day and age,
me and you are kind of built the way.
People.
No, I'm saying we're built the way that we
They're
are.
crazy.
No, that we're crazy. Because a lot of gyms, I don't know, not trying to say we're better or worse. There's lots of ups and downs and valleys and mountaintops, and it can be difficult to ride that roller coaster. But we both have the personality where we're grinders, and we will grind through things and outwork a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of people get burned out just because they're not prepared for.
And they don't have someone that they love to do it with.
That's true. That definitely helps.
True that. Before you jump into opening a gym, make sure you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so eager to start this that I can't like hold it into my body, that it must explode and I must grow this put this landmark on there. No, I believe you have to do in order to be successful with anything.
Yeah, and I don't want to be discouraging. Like, you can do it. It's definitely doable. Like, it's just there's more to it than just coaching.
Yes, I honestly think very few people walk in here they walk in here to get that very expert level coaching, but then everybody, this is regardless of any business, they'll find that if you can connect with them and make them feel good as a person, you're going to stick around and you're going to see the success that you want as a person.
I mean, I joke about it with our members, and they all agree. I'm like, this is like adult recess.
Yeah, and
we run an adult recess, which is good. Like, it's time for everyone to come, have fun with their friends, work hard. We're all doing something productive, but everyone's here like it's like recess time. They're like, really we're here with my friends. Yes. Sometimes coaching that can be a little bit wild.
You have to watch that. There's no.
But that's a much
everybody's staying safe. There's
I'd
no
much rather have that environment.
And make sure you connect with the kid that's in the corner picking their nose.
Yes, but I'd much rather have that environment than it just be dead or.
Absolutely.
Like
Wouldn't change it for anything. We work a long time, all day, every day, up here, except Sunday. We used to do that with open gym. We learned to cut that one out. Wouldn't change it for anything. Do it. If you want to do it, go for it. We got you. We're rooting for you. Do it.
And
no regrets.
If you're doing it for the right reasons,
it's going to work out.
And you're investing in people, I can tell you, It's unfortunate we get comments all the time of people coming in here explaining things not going so well at other places.
Yeah.
So if you are just like excellent at some of those things, at like helping people and making them feel comfortable and then help them improve and be more healthy and fit.
You're gonna be awesome.
You can succeed.
You're
You will
awesome.
succeed.
You can do it. Okay, so I didn't ask for questions this week because I was catching up on those few, and which means Coach Jen did not put a little question into my question box on Instagram, but I will do you proud, Jen. I looked up random question generator, and I will click this button for it.
Oh no.
No, I'm not answering that. What do you like most about your family? That they're my family and everyone's special. I love my family. They're a great family. Hope you. What incredibly strong opinion do you have that is completely unimportant in the grand scheme of things? Oh, that's good. That's a good question. What incredibly strong opinion do you have that is completely unimportant in the grand scheme of things? I feel like I should have a ton of this. Oh man, this is hard on the spot. But I definitely have a lot of strong opinions.
I feel like all of your most strong opinions are tied to something that's like you feel is important.
Ultimately.
So that's why it's a good question.
No.
What?
No, I think. What did I say the other day? I had a thought that I shared with you the other day.
Something about fruit.
Well, honestly, like fruit is important, but the amount of fruit that you eat shouldn't be that. It's like not it. I said something the other day that you totally ignored me on. That was like something I was very passionate about.
Oh, I've got mine.
Go for it. While I'm thinking of mine.
Putting away the shopping cart at the freaking grocery store.
No,
and being,
that is important.
In the grand scheme of things, it's
yeah,
a little
because
thing.
It's like being a decent human being.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, nothing wrong is happening. But it's a little thing that is how you probably do lots of things. So that's why I'm saying it's like little on the grand scheme of things, but it drives me crazy when I see stuff like that.
But that's a life metaphor, so I feel like that's still too important. Oh my God.
What did I tell you the other day? Babe, you tell me stuff every day. No, don't do another one. Just think about it for a second.
Pet peeves, fruit.
Just go back to that.
What's your go-to dance move?
Don't switch.
The sprinkler.
Just give yourself a second. We can edit
mountain
it.
or ocean? Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's like my whole entire brain, but then it just dumps everything. Important. Out of the podcast. And put on the Jeopardy music. Don't do that.
Well, I was going to say something. You could even go into like rep standards or counting your reps.
No, that's important. That's life too.
I know.
The question doesn't make any sense now because ultimately it does lead back to, you're right, it does lead back to something important.
Because if there wasn't somebody worried about, if there wasn't somebody, treadmills.
Yeah, I used to not believe in treadmills. But if you live in a place where it's like cold most of the time or icy most of the time, a treadmill is important. Like, this is the one question where I should be a superstar in and I got nothing. I'm still, like, do squids even exist? Do giant squids even still exist? That's the real question. That's life's mystery. Brain went to, like, are bras important? Yes, our bras are important because if you have big boobs, you don't want them to sag. And there's really an actual purpose for bras, even though they suck. Like, really deep into my thoughts, I'm like, is competing in sports important? Yes. Competing in sports is important because that's life. Competition is life. It's survival of the fittest, so that's important too.
Yeah, competition is you win and you lose.
Yes, it's life.
And how you respond to it.
We don't need crumble cookies. You would agree with that.
Yeah, they're not good.
Like, people think that's
that's a good one. Crumble cookies suck.
Yeah, I feel like that might be my strongest.
I do not like crumble cookies.
Yeah, they're really not that great.
They're way over sugared.
They're hyped up way too much.
They're not that good for how much you pay for them.
Yeah, they're hyped up way too much.
Where they have so many other desserts.
Yeah, like 7-Eleven cookies. I was like, maybe I should open my inbox of possible sponsorships that have come across. And I'm like, really? I don't use a lot of products. Like, I feel like a lot of influencers have, like, their whole skincare routine, this and that, and, like, we don't do a whole lot of stuff. All I do is wear an Amazon Hawaiian shirt every now and then. I make my own merch, so that takes, like, apparel out of the question. I do wear some sort of shoes, but honestly, I really don't, like do a whole lot of stuff. What is life? What is something you wish you'd figured out sooner?
Okay, stop. You have ADHD.
That's the answer to that question. Bye.